Hey guys, today's video we have a barn find. I don't know a ton about this stuff. I know it's a T-Jet, obviously. It's going to be from the 60s. You guys let me know exactly what year because a lot of you probably had this car. But just kind of first look at it. The electrical looks pretty faded, but that'll polish right up. That's just varnish on there. Super narrow front end, pretty wide rear end. I don't know if that's stock or not. I think the rear actually, it looks like it has aluminum wheels on the rear, so it probably was a skinny tire car front and back. But yeah, this came from a barn find. That's what we're gonna call it anyway. So hopefully you guys like this new series. I'm gonna just see if it'll run. As you can hear, oh, it sounds horrendous. So I think what I'm gonna do, we're just gonna dive into this thing. We got kind of each different type of screw on this car. So on the front we have a slot screw, which I'm sure, you know, this thing, this actually could have been one of your cars from when you were a kid, honestly. And you probably just robbed that screw out of your dad's toolbox, or this back one of them might be original. But first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take a look at this body and look and see if it doesn't look like either of the posts are broken. Just actually looks pretty good. So there's a little bit of wear, but I just consider that all play wear. And we can actually clean this thing up in the video too. I'll show you guys kind of an easy way to do that. It's just going to be a super quick, easy way, but you can, I believe you can soak these in hydrogen peroxide out in the sun and it'll make it whiter if you wanted to do that. But all right, so let's look here. So pretty typical. Look, we got an extra nail, or maybe that's a front axle. That looks like a freaking nail to me. I don't know. What do you guys think? That is crazy. That looks like a nail that someone friggin' handmade. Like, that could be actually the most valuable thing from the whole barn find. So looking at the car here, it just looks dry. I mean, that's really all there is to it. So we're gonna go ahead and get her oiled up. So we'll oil kind of all of the normal spots. I know this could seem repetitive, but this is just what you do. So we want to try to get, I mean, we could take it all the way apart, but I'm just going to try to get this thing back on track as simply and quickly as possible. Okay, so front and rear axles lubed up. Front axle, it's kind of weird, the front axle is splined. But I don't know that it's splined out where the actual wheels rub anything. It is kind of gross in there, so I mean, getting some junk off of there. Definitely more DNA. I know you guys cracked up about that in one of our last videos, so it's pretty funny. I am going to use some calm drops on it. I'm actually going to put these on the bottom of the car first, just because that's where the brushes are accessible. And it doesn't really look like we can get in anywhere. On the Auto World 4 gears and stuff, the sides are open, so you can, you know, get that in there on the calm. But I think putting it on the brushes should help us out. I'll go ahead and wipe off any excess. We are trying to work on our own formula of this so that we have something available, because that stuff I've had for years and it's all busted up and cracked. I wish that I had something that, you know, we could offer you guys that was readily available, and we are working on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the pickup shoes. Man, and that stuff stinks.
Difference between those two.
Yeah. So obviously this is just a quick and easy. This one's got pretty good groove in it, but something that I'm noticing too is this one is pointed off that direction. You can see that this plate is loose. See how much of that's moving? So you do want to kind of put that in a neutral position and that'll put your pickup shoe back in a neutral position. And then I'm gonna also try to bend these tabs back just a smidge so that they don't fall off. But it's pretty much all we can do. We can clean the tires also, but let's see how it sounds. I mean, it still sounds bad, but it is running. It just sounds very, very dry. So one spot I did forget to oil is you can actually get to the back, through the back of the car, you can oil the cluster shaft and the cluster gear. So we'll hit that. I mean, I suspect that we probably need to have some oil underneath on that top plate, but that right there felt like it freed that up quite a bit. So let's throw the body back on it, just because I can. Actually, let's go back and we'll wash this body real quick. We'll do that quick. All right, guys, so I'm going to use some Dawn Power Wash. So I just kind of shoot both sides of the body, and then I like to use a very soft bristle toothbrush. Stole this from one of my kids. They don't use it anyway, so put it to better use out here. But yeah, the Dawn Power Wash is really gentle on it. I mean, they use it on ducks, you know, like if it's good on ducks, it's good on RC or on slot car bodies, right? So just rub it around, rinse it off with some hot water. Get a paper towel here. I usually will use the air compressor or compressed air to blow this off, but you can hear John's upstairs doing some armatures right now, but you can see the inside ultra clean now. The outside, it's about as clean as it's gonna get. I mean, still obviously missing paint, but yeah, let's head back up into the office. Okay, so we got our body back in here. It looks as good as it can. I mean, the thing's 20 years older than I am. Well, maybe like 15 years older than I am, but looks pretty good. We're gonna get it back. Guide pin on, glasses back on. Guide pin is a little bit bent, but I think that happens with age. So little left lean, if you know what I mean. I don't want to try to bend it back because it'll break most likely. But I'm gonna just snug up the front one, and then the back one, I actually like to leave the back loose. I know that in some of the better what the heck are they called? The freight cars and stuff, they usually will run the back of the body loose. I don't know, I could be wrong. Probably do it different now, but we'll go up, take a drink, and we'll head up to the track up front and just see if this thing will run around the track. All right, guys, we are up on our little test track here. So Sam's got it cleaned up for us. We don't use this thing a ton, but we do use it for our hobby shop. So this is in our entryway. I don't know if Sam, if you want to pan in there to the hobby shop, but a lot of you guys don't know, we have a full-fledged hobby shop here, sells radio control stuff. This track is used basically just as a, I don't even know what you call it, but you can try me, like we have cars on it. These cars have been running for like 2 years, over 2 years actually. So kind of use it as R&D also. That way when somebody orders a car and they say, oh, I ran it 4 times and this happened, I'm like, you know what? These cars got like hundreds of thousands of laps on them. I mean, wearing the track out kind of laps. So let's try this guy. We'll see what happens. We're only on 12 volts. This thing only has a 12 volt power supply. We have a 35 ohm Professor motor controller, which actually runs this thing really nice. It's a fishtail action. So pretty sweet. Car is back from the dead, hanging it out there for you. Hoonigan style. We'll definitely be making some reels with this thing today. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool drive. Literally did nothing to it other than just clean it, which you guys know from past videos that I'm always stressing cleaning it, but it runs pretty good. The next step would be putting some new tires on it or just leaving it as is. I mean, it runs. I probably will end up selling this thing. It's not really my style, but down the road we'll either have live sales, which we've been talking about doing, or we'll send it off for a live auction. But either way, if somebody's interested in this car, reach out to us, support@viperskullracing.com, and let me know. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. We'll see you on the next one.